Also, I got some good news to share before that. Also, I'm going to take questions as well. But of course, you could catch me on YouTube. You could catch me on TikTok. You could catch me doing it all on both of those, and behind both of those cameras. Eventually, to return will be my other cameraman on YouTube, Justice. But for now, holding it down until we settle down with holiday breaks and everything of that nature is my mom. And just a housekeeping rule that next Friday there is no podcast. So next Friday, no podcast. I tell y'all weeks and weeks at a time. Just give me just a week. Okay? Give me a week. I'll come back refreshed and renewed with the right mind to do it. Okay? I need a moment. Let's take Black Friday and observe there. All right. With that being said, guess who's in the crossover sports show 2024 playoffs? Yours truly has locked up the third seed and will be facing off against TP in the second seed. We only had 6 games that we needed a tiebreaker for. I think it was like Ohio State, Notre Dame, Eagles, Bills. There was 2 other teams. I think it was Clemson, somebody else. I don't remember off the top of my head who it was, but it was 6 teams that we had to pick. Now, let me get my mom involved in this. I don't think you answered this last night on the show, so I'll ask you, who is your MVP for the Tunnel Crew crossover playoffs or whatever, championship pick, whatever?
I can say it wasn't Radar. I think he tanked the season.
At one point, back in April, me, Radar, Big T, and Aggie P and Bro Mel, we were at the top of the heap. And then all of a sudden, Radar was second for like 2 months. And then he just dropped out somehow. So, there you have it. But who's your MVP, though?
I guess it would be you. I don't really understand y'all's pick situation.
Well,
I don't know about.
Pick a certain games throughout the week, and the 4
Yeah, I mean,
winners.
I know that, but I'm just saying I don't know how you can be MVP. I guess it just means I don't know.
You don't get the trophy for that. You get the trophy for the
picks.
The playoffs. That's what the trophy's for. That's what you're fighting for every year. I mean, the MVP, that's just kind of like a rhetorical, we don't get no trophy for that, But I'm glad you and Radar are on the same page with that. I need to ask Dad when he comes on, but I can't really ask him that question because by that time, the championship game would already be decided, and I don't know if I'm going to be there. I hope I am. But let's talk about this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. First of all, for all you fans of Mike Tyson that are fans like I am, I was lucky enough to see a couple of his fights growing up. He retired when I was born. That was the year that I was born, he retired. Because that was the same year that he went to WrestleMania to be the special enforcer for Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 14.
He had no business
and
fighting.
He's 58 years old. You're fighting a 28-year-old. I knew something was wrong when your butt started showing on TV. Like your butt cheeks was literally out of your pants. I knew something was wrong. And then I watched the fight. His legs gave out in the middle of the fight. Like, I would say the 3rd round. When your legs gives out, normally as a boxer, you have no stability and no control. So, I'm surprised that Jake Paul didn't knock him down. The fact that Tyson can be proud of is the fact that every fight that Jake Paul has been in, whether it's been a knockout or a decision, he's knocked those boxers down. He didn't knock Mike Tyson down. He may have landed all of his punches, or most of them, but he didn't knock Mike Tyson down. And Mike Tyson was like, oh yeah, well, even when I lose, I win, because I almost lost my life in July, which he did. That's why the fight got pushed back that far that it did. And I knew then that he probably shouldn't have gone on with the fight, and the slap and everything. Everybody was just reading too much into it. He even said after the fight, "Look, that's what happens in the fight. We get heated. We doing stuff, and you talking all this junk and stuff. We building it up. Like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, it's like, okay, you're doing nothing more than what WWE is doing. You're talking junk, you're talking crap, and then when behind the scenes and after all of the smoke and mirrors, you're shaking hands and doing all of this stuff. I'm like, okay, so what's your opinion on the fight, Mom? I know you didn't see it, but you saw highlights. I know you had to see some highlights or something.
And he ain't got no business being up there. He ain't had no business being up there. But he probably made himself a good little chunk of change, and so.
Well, he swear up and down he didn't do it for the money.
Oh, he did. Mike did that for the money. Ain't nowhere in the world he went up there. Not sanely, not in your right mind. He didn't go up there to fight that young boy. Honey, I'm 49, and you better have pissed me off to fight. You have better have pissed me, because if I gotta fight you, I'm out of breath anyway, and I'm gonna be even madder because you made me out of breath. No, now he did that for money. Now if you tell me I'm gonna make some money off of it, honey, I'm gonna run around there too and look a fool. But Mike did not. I don't even think he took it as serious as we were. We
expected too much. We expected the old Mike Tyson.
Mike ain't got no business doing it.
Mike Tyson Holyfield.
He need to bite that joker ear the way he was looking. He need to bite his toes or something. Cause honey, he looked a mess.
Oh Lord.
He did. He just looked a mess, and it's okay. We all getting to that stage where look.
I think we just expected too much.
It's cold here in North Carolina. And to have to get out, go to the grocery store, and get back in my car. I don't even want to do that. It's cold. I just want to stay in my house. Why? I'm 49, and that's just what I want to do. But and he probably the same way. He don't want to go out of his house. It's cold. Our bodies get a certain way. That's just how we are. Mike should have sat his tail right at the house and watched him fight somebody else. If you can get money for watching somebody else, then daggone, that's what Mike should have done.
Then after the fight, he said, "Is this over for Mike Tyson?" He said, "Nah, I might fight again." He said, who's going to be your next opponent? He said, what about his brother, Logan Paul, who's a WWE superstar,
Leave it alone.
YouTuber.
Leave it alone.
Well-documented boxer as well. And just to keep it clean, because this is a family show, he said, "I will bleep you up, MFer. Or MFer, I will bleep you up."
Yeah, Mike just talking. Like I said, a person with their same mind at 50-some years old would not have even just, let's move on. Honey, he a fool.
In other news, Wake Forest, I don't see you winning your last two games, especially considering the fact that the last game is at home against Duke, and you guys are terrible at home. And I don't see you winning against the Hurricanes, who are 9-1 on the season tomorrow, even though we have only lost one game on the road last week. That was to Carolina, who, virtue of their victory, they are bowl eligible. So, yeah, looks like another year at the toilet bowl. Yeah, there it is. Anyway.
Well, you guys did get 2 recruits from Dudley.
Yeah, but I don't get to see those guys till next year.
Well, I'm just saying that gives you hope for next year.
I mean, that's the thing is, the secondary is all young. Quarterbacks and everything. Our defense is all young. And then we got a revolving door at the quarterback position because your boy that got hurt, what's his name? Dang, I forgot. I mean, I was so used to Kern in the second half. I don't forgot that. Bottenheimer. Yeah, that's his name. I just remembered. Bottenheimer. He got injured, and this is his senior year, his last year in college, period. So, we got a revolving door at quarterback to figure out. We have had that revolving door since Sam Hartman left us for Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, and we got to figure that out. In other news, though, we are 9th place in basketball in the conference, which, I mean, places in the conference don't really... They matter in basketball, but they don't necessarily matter because in the conference tournament, everybody gets in. Really, if the playoffs were to start today, the conference tournament was to start today, we'd be the 9th seed, which means we would have to probably play that first or second day of the tournament. But we have a 5-1 record, hoping to make it 6-1 tomorrow after we have to play Detroit Mercy. And I'm just gonna have a ball after work. I'll be watching, well, listening, watching the Hurricanes and Wake Forest football game. Then come back home after work and finish watching the second half, depending upon how we do and if we make a fight out of it. But I believe that the Hurricanes have no type of defense, so we could try to take advantage of that. So their defense is just as terrible as ours. So it all depends on who strikes first blood, But that's my opinion. And then Detroit Mercy, I don't take no small school for granted at 4 o'clock. That game's at 4 o'clock. I don't take no small school for granted. Anyway, let's get to the huge upset from last night that kicked off Week 12. Steelers, what happened? What happened? 29-17? 29-17?
I think
Or
19 to 24.
19 to 24, okay. Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. I mean, if I was picking that would probably be my first loss in Thursday night football, because I would have picked the Steelers hands down, just like everybody else. And for my Steelers friend that commented on last week and week before last, I apologize, but you guys just totally fell apart in that game. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the snow, but I don't know.
It snows in Pittsburgh though, so I don't.
Not often. Though.
Not often, but I'm just saying, like the coldness and stuff like that. I just feel like shouldn't have been a.
Yeah, but the Chiefs and the Panthers. Now, a lot of people on the show last night were hyping up the Panthers, but
yeah, I don't see
that.
it.
No, Patrick Mahomes is just going.
I think this is going to be like a practice for them. They getting ready to run through them
and
Panthers.
They're mad from last week. They're mad.
However, it would be amazing, and what an emotional booster, confidence booster for Bryce Young if he beat Patrick Mahomes. But but you know what?
That's a fantasy.
I like Patrick, but I also am getting sick of it. And I think I'm getting sick of it because now it's like, here we go, Tom Brady, Patriots situation. And I just think Patrick could be a little bit more authentic, his authentic self. And I think the media has now just taken the
authenticity.
Yeah, away from him. And so now it's like, now he's in a box. And so if he doesn't do the crazy plays and the crazy passes and, even though he has 11 interceptions, he's still going to be MVP. I don't like that. I want him to earn it just like everybody else. And technically he has not had a MVP season, yet they have him in the talks. They have them winning the Super Bowl. They have him like the best of all times. And I'm like, shoot, Tom Brady just retired, 2 years ago? How is he the best of all time?
Retired. He retired twice.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, they're giving him a title before Tom has actually retired.
Let's flip the script here.
So I'm over it.
Let's flip the script here. Now you see how other fans feel about this fan base right here.
Yeah.
But the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen is that Jalen don't go out looking for the spotlight. The spotlight, goes looking for Jalen.
Yeah, he's more humble. Well, they're both humble quarterbacks. I tell anybody now, you don't see Patrick walking around here trying to be anything other than just a quarterback, very humble. So I think, once again, it's the media. Like, the media, ooh.
What if the shoe was on the other foot? What if Jalen Hurts was winning all them Super Bowls?
Look, at this point, the way they treat Jalen, they'd still be treating, They're only winning because the kicker kicked the ball yesterday. Like Jalen can't get no rap. Jalen could play a perfect game, no interceptions for the next 10 games, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're winning. They're just finding a way to win. Yeah, they're winning." But he's gonna always get that. I feel, to me, if I was Jalen's mom, because I'm old enough to be his mom, I would probably be like, well, dang, what my son got to do? Walk on water? And that's pretty much how I feel as a fan. What that boy got to do? Walk on water? What is it they said? Can he take them to the Super Bowl? Am I not mistaken? He took them to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Fans' expectations are
Y'all are crazy. What you mean, can he? He did. What is wrong with you? What kind of questions y'all be asking?
Y'all forgot. We only lost that game by 3 points.
3
off
points.
Of a bogus holding call, and I don't care what CJ said after the game. That was bogus.
It was.
It was not an egregious hold. He may have held him, but it wasn't egregious. You could have kept that flag in your pocket.
Yeah. So again, like this, if we're going to critique, let's critique off the board, because let's be honest and let's be clear. Lamar has had a good season. However, he's made some crazy mistakes as well. So let's just be fair across the board. But again, as an Eagle fan, we just don't even look. You can put us in the conversation, but as Eagle fans, we already know you ain't picking nobody from us. You're going to always pick someone other.
Now you see how Bears fans feel when it comes to matchups inside their division, because they got to play the Vikings. And nobody's picking the Bears except for one person that I see on here is picking the Bears. But for the most part, they beat you out. Vikings, and they're a better team right now at this point. Ooh, after the blowout in Dallas, we come back home to Houston, and we face a division rival in the Tennessee Titans. CJ,
play your game,
Play your game, man. But the interceptions,
you
got to stop that, bro. You got to stop that. That's not you. That's not you. But I did predict last year that he's going to hit the rookie wall. Because, I mean, even though this is his second full year in the league, he's still somewhat a rookie. Somewhat. Mm-hmm. So he's hit that wall. And I predicted that last year. Lions and Colts, you cocky Lions.
Please, somebody.
You left your starters in the game in Jacksonville. So now I lost a little bit of respect for you.
Absolutely. That was
I lost
terrible.
a little bit of respect for you because you could have pulled your starters out. You could have done all that. No. What you decided to do is, we're the hot team right now. We the cream of the crop in the NFC. Okay, somebody's going to bring you down to earth. Yeah. And I guarantee you, if nobody on your schedule does it and you make it to the playoffs, which you will.
Oh, yeah.
And we make it past and see you in the division, much less the championship game, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Especially when you got two aggressive coaches going at each other. Oh, no. That's a wrap. And I wouldn't even care. I care if Sirianni go for it, depending on the situation, but I wouldn't care because you're going to get a taste of your own medicine today. You're going to get a taste of it today. Patriots and Dolphins. Dolphins, y'all starting to look good, and Patriots, y'all just are trash without Brady and Belichick. And even when you had Belichick, you were trash. So that just lets me know that was all Brady. That was Brady's team. That wasn't Belichick's team. Anyway, Tampa Bay and the Giants. I mean, sorry, Miss Julie. Y'all not going anywhere. Sorry.
Well, they're using a whole new quarterback.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones is still getting paid $40 million to be on the practice squad because they demoted him to the practice squad. Tommy DeVito is now starting the entire season, the rest of the entire season. And
Tank.
You paid a quarterback $40 million, but you couldn't pay your star running back that type of money. And now look where he's at. His play, his backwards hurdle play, has been added to Madden 25. I downloaded the update on it yesterday, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that is the most beautiful play ever to do. And I even done it with my running back yesterday, and it was so awesome. So awesome. But Tampa Bay, you're gonna beat the Giants hands down easily. Commanders, Dallas. Dallas, I want you to do me a favor in this game, but at the same time,
Yeah.
It's just one of them games where, like, I'm a Eagles fan. I can't pick you. I can't pick Dallas to do this. No, especially not with Jaden Daniels. They done dropped three of the last 4 games. No, they dropped 3 of the last 4. They are 7-4. So they're mad. And you're playing in Washington, yeah. Cooper Rush and company, and then we still got a question mark around CeeDee Lamb. So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Well, he was at the club dancing and
rapping and not focused on football. So if that's the definition of tanking, then please let me know. And the craziest thing I've heard all season from y'all Cowgirl fans is this: we're tanking. We're just Dak got hurt on purpose. He's got a wedding to worry about in the summer.
What does that got to do? What in the world? Who said that? And how?
One of my friends, he's got a wedding to worry about in the summer. We tanking so we can get a high draft pick. You're not getting Shedeur Sanders, okay?
And
you're not
what?
Deion either.
This is my take, and I look. Deion has done some stuff, and it makes you question a lot of things. However, he's not going to talk bad about any of his organizations. I've never heard him say anything about Atlanta, the Redskins at that time, or Dallas. But he knows Jerry better than anybody. Jerry's so sneaky. His business practices are remind me of somebody I'm not even going to say because I refuse to even acknowledge this person. But I just couldn't imagine him letting Shedeur go there. I don't.
He already said he's tampering.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron said, if it's tampering, hey, I'll pay my fine, whatever.
Yeah. But he's not going to let... I just don't think he'd put his son in a bad situation. And it would be a bad situation because what he would do is he would play Shedeur against Dak. And the thing is, they have a good quarterback. You just refuse to do the right thing to make him successful. That's it. Like, Dak is not a bad quarterback, and I'm an Eagles fan. He is not a bad quarterback.
I want to clear the air on something. And I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Eagles fans, there is going to come a day where Dallas will win and go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
There will come a day where we will have to sit at the house and watch them play on the big stage. And there will come a day where they will hoist that trophy up again. I am mentally prepared for that day. I will be prepared for all the junk that y'all talk. I will be prepared for that day. But at the end of the day, I can always say, I got my championship before you did. I digress on that point to say this. They would have had at least, I'd say, I give you 2.
At least 2. They should have been there last year. They absolutely should have been there last year. I don't know what happened with Green Bay. That was terrible.
I at least give you 2. But there's only one problem. It's not your coaching. It's not the fact that y'all beat up. It's not the fact that Dak is this. And it's not the fact that y'all can't win at home. It's the fact of
your
one
front
man.
Office is
your
terrible.
Front office, Jerry Jones, the owner. And he's got so much pride and arrogance that he don't want to step out of the way and let somebody else
he makes money from the drama that he creates.
Exactly. And you see his press conference interviews talking about, I ain't going to fire nobody. Now watch when that man invite him to dinner just like he did Jason Garrett and fire him behind closed doors, and then a week later the NFL break it.
Yeah.
Because they did him dirty. That's how they did Jason Garrett like that. Oh, we're not going to fire him. We're not going to fire him.
And Jason Garrett wasn't a problem.
Exactly.
It was the person.
Exactly.
So.
And they were a good team. They beat us twice that year.
So.
Twice. So, what's the problem? Anyway, Broncos, Raiders, Bo Nix, you starting to look good, my boy. You even look good against Patrick Mahomes, even in that loss. So I'm going to pick you. You starting to look a little bit better. If we could get you a line and more pieces around you, you actually can probably try to compete with Mahomes, you know? San Francisco 49ers and the Packers, I would say that was a title game a couple years ago, or a divisional round a couple years ago. And I believe Green Bay won that one, hands down. But that was with Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the Jets said that they plan on moving on from him.
Duh.
Right, yay.
Yay. Maybe he'll retire because
It's
he
time.
needs to.
Or maybe he'll pull a Brett Favre and try to pull some strings and go to the Vikings, because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to chase that, okay, at this point, you know. The Cardinals and Seahawks. Seahawks, you had a big upset last week. Nobody expected y'all to beat the 49ers. I did. But the Cardinals got y'all, because y'all starting to look a little shaky, and the Cardinals are just trying to find themselves. Gannon, I don't like you because of the way of what you did and how you did it after the Super Bowl against us, but I do appreciate, you know, how you're coaching the boys up. And now we get to the main event of Sunday night in LA. And they're not like us. They are not like us. Don't nobody make us like us in Philadelphia. Okay? You know, Philadelphia is coming to Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, Sunday night football. And by the time we turn on the game here in the East Coast, still be a little bit of sunlight outside.
Really?
So, yeah.
I thought it was
8:15, but over there, you know, that there's...
Oh, for them it'll be a little
that'd
sunlight.
be like
For us,
7:15.
we're in dark.
Yeah, we're in darkness. But for over them, they're like an hour behind us. So that'd be like 7:15 to them. 7:15, 7:20, somewhere around there. So you still get a little bit of sunlight. You just won't get it throughout the duration of the game like anything else. But you get sunlight nonetheless. Only one person is picking the Rams. Everybody else is picking the Eagles. And I'll tell you this much. We are not the same team to start off slow like we did last year. Last year, we didn't have no pieces. I mean, we still start off slow. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, God, yes.
But
they give me a heart attack every game.
At least the defense complements the offense. And when and I've seen this. Okay, we'll probably go 3 and out. Then the defense will go and get them 3 and out. And that's Jalen looking on the sideline and be like, okay, I got this. I got y'all. All right, we're not doing that no more. We're not going 3 and out no more. And if we go 3 and out, we already know whose fault it is. Sirianni. Anyway, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna dominate, and that's what we do. And then we got them cowgirl fans. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all barely winning games. Well, I mean, you would never know what that feeling's like.
Not this year.
Seeing the fact that you only have 3, you don't even know how to find a win. Seeing as the fact that you only have 3. You have how many losses? 7. I have how many? 2. Catch up. Catch up. Monday Night Football. This is going to be the battle of the hardballs.
Oh, it's going to be good. I like to watch them go against each other.
Brother versus brother, man.
The hardballs are good. I like watching them because, I don't know, it's just... You can see the competitiveness between the two of them. I think that's going to be good.
Yeah, well, only one person is picking the Chargers. The rest of the people are picking the Ravens. But, I admit the Ravens are pretty good. But,
yeah,
there will come a day where the dog will get put out of his misery. It will come a day. Now
I bet you they'll run Henry after last week. They definitely gonna probably run Henry a lot because he got a lot of slack this week about not running Henry.
Well, in that note, I'm taking questions at this moment in time. So have at it, people.
Oh, so once again, everybody wants to talk about our quarterback, and we've already stated that he's not the MVP, or he isn't, but he does control his game, which is a good thing. And the person that asked, quarterback is sitting at the house and doing absolutely nothing, sitting up in the stands, and he looked miserable. And the sad thing is once again, as we've already stated, Dak is not a bad quarterback. He's actually a really good quarterback. He should have won MVP last year. He should have won MVP last year. He should have went to the Super Bowl last year. Dak is in a terrible organization because the GM and the owner at the same time just is terrible. He's terrible. And he has, like, you have CeeDee Lamb. Oh my God. You've got Dak, the connection that they had, and all summer long, instead of giving CD his daggone money, you made this big dramatic thing. And I'm telling you, the total wheels will be turning. And as an Eagles fan, we all can say, we right now would not be in this because Dak would be balling. But because Jerry's such an idiot, this is what they're doing. And I feel bad for Dak. Like, when he got hurt, oh my God, I was like, no, he did not. And
I don't feel bad for Dak in the sense of what he said in that Atlanta
no, game. Absolutely not. But I
feel bad for Dak that all this has to
happen to him because he's not a bad quarterback. He's not. And he actually should have won MVP last year. I definitely would say that. But back to Hurts. Nobody's ever said Hurts was the MVP, but he's controlling the game and he's winning. Yeah. Hey, that's what we need to be worried about is the fact that we winning. Ain't nobody trying to say he did. But I will say his humbleness on and off the field speaks volumes.
Appreciate that.
Speaks volumes. And I will say that. And to me, as a person, as a woman, I respect that better than I do anything.
Gotta control the things we
can't control. And that's exactly how he says it every time. I can only control the things I can't control, and the things I can't. Hey, ain't nothing he can do about it. If that makes him elite, then he's elite. If that doesn't, then hey, I don't know what to say because there's a lot of so-called non-elite folks that don't won the Super Bowl. And I'm talking about in the 2000s, not the 99s and 19, none of that. I'm talking about in the 2000s. That definitely are not elite quarterbacks. Yeah. But I will say Dallas got one, and they running him in the ground. That, bless his heart, it's terrible. Dak is a good quarterback.
Romo.
Well, now, I ain't never been a Romo fan.
Well, they still did the same thing with him.
Yeah, but I will say they really hurting Dak. They hurting CD. Heck, even Diggs did get well for y'all to just... Dallas should have been in the Super Bowl last year. They really should have.
I got any more questions, comments, concerns?
Mm-mm.
All right. On that note, I will tell y'all once again that next Friday, no podcast. Black Friday. Enjoy a week off. Enjoy this episode that you have, because it will be on YouTube until December the 6th. I'll be filming it in the morning. And Dad, I know you're watching, seeing as though the fast is coming up. I'm going to throw this out there. December 20th.
Yeah.
That's a Friday. I got you. That's a 6 o'clock show. For the ones that's looking for that on YouTube, we will be filming it at 6 o'clock. The only time that you'll be able to see it live is when after I post it, which I do with every podcast on YouTube. The live version of this podcast will be on TikTok, and he'll be sitting right here, in his chair and everything, and we'll be talking about the playoffs because the playoffs will be set. We'll also be talking about his boys, Alabama, because they're in a bowl game position and they're in a playoff position as well.
And also you can shout out who will be going hopefully this summer to Alabama that has been invited to Alabama.
Oh, Lyric, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. So. We're working on some things, and hopefully, God makes a way. But, yep. And you need to shout her out. What's coming up? The qualifier tomorrow?
The qualifier? What?
The state qualifier.
The state qualifier. I thought this was just for her. This is just her last. She's already qualified.
Yeah, she is. She's actually already.
This is her last competition. Ain't no qualifier for her.
Yeah. And state is not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, this is her last. So, but still shout out to her. But
yeah.
That's her last. They ain't no qualifier.
And the only Cowboys that we know that has won a championship is who?
The High Point, Little Little League cowboy. That ring that he has is beautiful too.
It is
Justice
beautiful.
had a forced fumble recovered by him, and yeah, he also had a couple good tackles from what I hear as well. He won some awards as well, and that ring is very beautiful. I don't know if he can wear it, but was told that he'll probably wear it around the house, but he ain't gonna wear it outside of the house or nothing. He ain't doing that now. But hey, at least he can say he got a ring.
Yep. So all you Cowboy fans, if y'all want to see a ring, we'll make sure we let Justice show y'all, because that's the only Cowboy this year.
That's the closest of a championship that y'all ever will get.
This year. I think you'll clean some stuff up.
On the sidelines just like, yay, go team. Go team. I will never say that.
We went the whole season and did not call them boys.
And you know what? Most of them fans
or Cowboys
were no, actually, because we had a couple parents that were Eagles fans.
Yep. They were doing the same way. They were like, I ain't saying it.
I'm not saying it. And then you had some other fans that weren't the fans of the actual NFL team.
Yeah.
Like you had some Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah, it was a mix. We had a mix of different ones.
Well, you did have those Cowboys fans.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
And they treated those games as if they were in Dallas watching, because they needed some sort of escapability to escape what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever floats your boat here.
Yeah.
But I thank you all. Let me go ahead and pray out, and if all hearts and minds are clear, and release y'all. Make sure you guys subscribe and like and comment on the video on YouTube and everything. And it's Isaiah Pfeiffer. That's where you find all my music and everything else. But I'm going to go ahead and pray out and release y'all. Once I'm done, it's over with. Thank y'all for tuning in. Heavenly Father, thank you once again for allowing me to do this podcast. I pray that this podcast was a blessing to everybody that was watching and commented. Thank you for allowing people to wake up and respond and interact. And I do all of this for your glory, your purpose, and your will. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen. I take care now. Love all of y'all.